can I ask you a question? Like,
yeah.
Okay, like when people pray for you, okay, did they come up and lay hands on you and stuff like that? How do you feel about people touching you and praying for like a bunch of people around you, just hands everywhere? You know, because like here's the thing, we do that for other people. You know, it's just like, and it's not like you know, it's just like a thing you kind of do in churches. You know, for some people, you know, I'm a little uncomfortable with it myself.
I prefer not to be touched.
I'll put my hand on someone's shoulder and pray for them. I'll hold their hand and pray. A lot of time, like, I'll hold their hand and I'll do, like, this thing where their hand's in mine and I'll pray for them like that, you know.
The double cover.
If it's a dude, like, if it's a young lady, I'll do the hand, right, like that. The double cover, right there. No, I'll pray for them like that. You know, if it's a dude, I'll put my hand on their shoulder and I'll pray. But, like, I don't do well when people touch me when they're praying, other than holding hands. Like, if we hold hands, I'm good with that, okay?
Yeah.
But, like when I'm scared, like, everybody's touching me, I'm just all like, you just watch where your hands are going, okay?
Yeah. I prefer not to be touched. And normally what'll happen is in those sorts of scenarios, I get kind of antsy. You know what I mean? I get kind of antsy. I don't really like it because I don't feel like I can get away if I need to get away. Yeah.
Well, my reason is because I had my butt slapped by church members, and then had my arms felt, and then had my chest felt. Like, ooh, have you been working out? Oh my goodness! Oh, look at these arms, and it just makes me uncomfortable. I've had that, yeah.
Dude, he's been grabbing you, man. It's messed up.
Happens.
You need to get that under control.
I just kind of pretend like it doesn't happen, and I walk away. Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to your two favorite, facially blessed individuals. That's right, the two bearded preachers. We're here. We're aiming to misbehave on this wonderful evening, and we're so glad that you can join us. All right? Huh?
Have you been misbehaving, Justin?
I always misbehave. You know me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my. What is the most misbehaviory thing that you've done lately? Or can you not say? Do you have to edit it out?
Ready? No. I had maybe an extra piece of garlic bread with dinner tonight.
Ooh, those extra calories.
Little too many carbs for me, you know. So, had a little too many carbs for dinner tonight.
You are an absolute wild man. It's hard to keep you under control.
That was after I worked out, though. So I did work out, too. So
it's okay. So you're behaving yourself.
So I felt like
telling me.
Oh yeah. No. The carbs is misbehaving.
Okay, all right.
The carbs are totally misbehaving. So
I didn't eat
so
it's a problem.
You didn't? Oh, I'm sorry, man. You could have eaten before we recorded. I'm sorry.
Nah, don't worry about that.
And here I am, like I had like 4 pieces of garlic bread in here. Well, they were small pieces, mind you, okay? But I had like 4 pieces of garlic bread.
4 pieces of garlic bread. Not like 4 garlic things from the Olive Garden. Not that serious.
No, not like that. They were like tiny, like that big, you know.
I know what you're talking about.
Like a square. You know, like when you slice it off on that kind of, not like the garlic, olive bread. So.
I cut them extra thick when I do it,
So, okay, so here's what we're doing tonight. All right. Podcast. Yeah. We'll take a quick break after the podcast for you to grab a snacky snack. Okay? And then we're going to play Diablo 3, right?
That sounds pretty good. What level are you at now?
37.
Oh, man.
Did I pass you?
No, but only because I played for a little bit today before I went to work so that I would, because I was worried you're going to pass me. I'm 37 as well. So.
Oh, dude, we're perfect. We're on the same level now.
That's right.
So Jonas might pass you, though. So
yeah, probably.
All right, so that's the plan for tonight. So podcasts.
What character are you playing?
I'm playing the monk.
You're still playing the monk?
I'll tell you what, I thought, like, every time I play these kind of games, I always stay away from characters like monks or sages, or, like, every time I see monk, I'm like,
clerics.
Priests, clerics. I stay away from them. You know why? Because they're typically the dumbest characters ever.
Yeah.
But
this is like a kung fu guy, though.
Dude, this guy is beast. I'm telling you. And you should see what he's got going for him now, Martin. I leveled up that big giant bell he drops on everybody. A fire shoots out. Oh my goodness. It wrecks. And so, so I went with the monk. He's got a really cool accent. He's got giant wings, too. My monk's got wings. Because, you know what I found out? The reason why he has wings is because of Overwatch. Because Overwatch is made by the same company. And it gives you, I got bonuses in Overwatch from Diablo 3. Okay, Diablo 3 and Overwatch. And then Overwatch gives Diablo 3 angel wings.
That's cool.
Yeah, the Mercy Angel wings. So I got that on my character because I think that looks pretty cool. You can always take it off, but I'm not going to.
That's nice. I got a bonus today because I painted all of my guys' clothes the same color.
You did?
Yeah. So get to the red. Get to the girl who does all the crafting, like fancy stuff.
Yeah, the artisan.
The artisan. Yeah, you can get her to change all the colors of your stuff for a couple of thousand gold, and then you get the achievement. Easy achievement. Very nice.
I like that. Okay, we'll do that. I'll do that tonight too. So
I'm playing the Crusader.
Yeah,
I got my new hammer because I like a hammerden because I still think of these things in terms of Diablo 2. So I'm trying to build up my character like as if he were a hammerden. So now when I throw my hammers, when that hammer hits another guy, it spits out another hammer.
Ooh.
So if I get into a hot mess of people, it's just hammers everywhere. Hammers all over the place.
That's nice.
Right. I like it. Hammerden is the way to go on Diablo 2. I'm hoping that he's the way to go on Diablo 3. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Another perk of my character. I've got this flaming dude that's next to me that I can summon, and he never leaves.
Okay, so sort of like the Valkyrie on Diablo 2. I got you.
So he never leaves, and then I hit the B button, and 4 little fire guys spawn off of him, and then run and blow up on people.
Man, that's cool.
That's pretty cool right there. Yeah,
very cool.
Kind of nice when you're getting charged at. You just hit that button, and then they run out, and they do a little damage, and then you just
distracts everybody,
mop them up. And I'm using this giant axe, like bow axe thing on them right now. It's really nice. You'll be impressed. You'll be impressed.
So you're liking the game?
Oh yeah. I think it's better now because let's just be honest. It doesn't take a whole lot of thought.
No thought required.
I kind of needed that. I kind of needed a no thought game.
Yeah.
Where, like, the thing is, sometimes the strategy is pull the trigger button and hit A. That's the strategy, really.
That's what I do the entire time. That's all I do.
That's all I do, too. And then
occasionally I ride the horse, but that's it.
I just literally just keep mashing buttons, and it's really fun to watch things just die. And so it's just really nice.
It is a button masher. I'm sure that there's people who play it seriously and who are competitive at it and who do really well and don't just button mash. But right now, I haven't even played through the whole game yet, and button mashing is the best way for me to do it. It's pretty fantastic.
It's working. And so, and you know what? And the thing is, this is cool. We're getting in on it because I hear rumors, although one guy said earlier today that he thinks something different is going to happen. But I heard rumors that we are getting seasons now for Diablo 3 on the console, which is cool. And I was explaining.
That'll be nice.
I heard the seasons of what all that entails and everything. So that'll be cool. Season 10 comes out right around in March.
Right. So we can play through, learn the game, and then when the season starts, we'll get into it.
Yeah, and then when you start a season, you start a whole new character. Yeah. And then all that stuff that you get on that character, all the gear you get, automatically transfers to one of your mains.
Very nice.
All the experience, everything.
Really? Experience, too?
Yeah. That's what the guy told me. I'm pretty sure. Now, I could be wrong, so if there's any gaming nerds that listen to this and I'm wrong on this, let me know.
Help us out. We don't know what we're doing.
Yeah. We don't. We're just mashing buttons and killing demons. It's really cool.
Right. It's the most biblical of games.
It is. And then we're getting the Necromancer, too. A new playable character.
They're bringing out the Necromancer, huh?
Uh-huh.
The Necromancer was pretty fun. I mean, if you made the poison knife Necromancer, that guy was...
OP? A little OP?
If you had to really enjoy Diablo 2, if you were going to be a poison knife necromancer. I mean, you
so
had
he's hard to play.
Yeah, he's hard to play, but if you level him out all the right way and you get the right dagger, then it's pretty nice. But I can never do it. I never had the patience.
Here's my deal. I don't feel like I can die in this game. I have not died in 37 levels.
Right. Well, we're playing it on normal, which is remarkably easy.
Martin,
it's like ridiculously easy.
Quit taking my thunder. Do we need to level up? Do we need to move it up to the next level? Hard.
Let's not go crazy.
Should we level up a little higher before we go to hard? I don't know.
Maybe.
Let's try. We could always go back.
That's right. You can go back. You can change the level and go back. Easy peasy. It's not bad.
Maybe we'll try it. We'll go to hard tonight. And then, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, I don't know. I might not be in it because I got all worked up at this revival, man. All worked up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I can handle switching to hard from normal. I don't know if I can handle it.
How did you get worked up at the revival?
Oh, man.
You ready to... You gonna bring the thunder on Sunday?
Are you ready to start? Are you ready to start the actual podcast? I know we've been doing the frilly stuff, but this is like the actual thing that I'm going to talk about tonight. Is the revival? Are you prepared?
So you're worked up on that.
Ready?
I'm worked up on something else.
Oh yeah, I know what you're worked up on. And I'd be worked up too, in a good way.
Yeah. What do you hear? You're gonna love it.
So this revival we've been doing, we got this guy Ron Archer to come down and do our revival. He's a feller who he's an NFL chaplain. He has this remarkable testimony. Like, his upbringing was about as bad as you can imagine. Like, we've all heard the horror stories, you know, people give their testimony and it's like a sin contest or whatever. This guy had an upbringing that's like nightmare stuff. I mean, I've seen horror movie villains who had better upbringings than this poor guy. Right? Yeah. So he comes in and he gives the talk. He's been doing the revival for us. He's an excellent rhetorician. Is that a word? I don't know if that's a word or not. Orator. Orator. Is that a good
orator?
He's an excellent orator. He's got you right where he wants you the whole time. Know what I mean?
There, huh?
Yeah, okay. Right there. Mm-hmm. He's got you right where he wants you. He's able to work the audience remarkably well. And even, like, you and I, we know that there's ways that you are trained and can learn how to speak in order to get the desired effect from your audience. There's tricks. There's tricks. We've learned the tricks. And the more you play with the tricks, the more you can do them. This gentleman knows the tricks. From an oratory perspective, the guy is just incredible. And he has been working these people up all week long. So from Sunday night...
Self-trained, or is he...
He's largely self-trained, yeah. He's got a degree in, like, sociology. Sociology and leadership and that kind of stuff.
That could actually help a little.
Oh, yeah, man. So he knows how to do it. Yeah. So he's been getting the folks all worked up. Look, there's probably about between 3,500 and 4,000 free souls in Glennville.
Yeah.
Because the rest of them are in the prison, right?
Yeah.
3,500 to 4,000 free souls here in Glennville. And we've been running 500 every night, at least.
Oh,
right? Cool. And that's pretty big, I think.
Yeah.
At this revival. Yeah. Because you're talking about a significant percentage of your city's population when you're doing that. And this has been put on by the different people, different churches in the community. We all sort of came together to do this. We've got some parachurch organizations from the community that are helping us out. Very impressive speaker coming in, getting the folks all worked up. Got a lot of participation. Got us right where he wants us, getting us worked up. He went into the schools, and he went into this one school in town, the county school, and they had about 900 people in there, and they were all up there in the stands. He gives his speech, and then when he stops and it's all over, he doesn't give an altar call.
Yeah.
But he opens the floor for questions.
Nice.
And when he opens the floor for questions, this one person says, "Can you pray for me?" And he said, "I can pray for you. Come on down here." And then that person came down, and then, no lie, 2/3 of that entire group of kids, high school students, so about almost 600, come down and he's praying for them all. The pictures are incredible. are just incredible because he's just surrounded by all of these kids at the high school. It's absolutely insane. So you see what I'm saying when I say the guy is an orator. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's if you're looking at it from a strictly humanistic perspective, and you're saying that, and your thought is that the Spirit is not actually working there. Now I come to it from a Christian perspective, so I believe that the Holy Spirit is working through him.
I'm right with you. Yep.
On top of that, he's also good at what he does. So
he's really good at what he does, and the Spirit's working, and that's like it's like a double threat right there.
Boom, boom, right?
Yeah.
So he gets to tonight.
And when tonight the last night?
It's the last night.
Oh, that's the best night.
And you're thinking he's going to bring the fire. You're thinking he's going to bring the devastation.
Did he forget everything and just pass out on stage?
No, he didn't forget everything. What he did...
He pooped the bed?
No, he didn't poop the bed.
Really?
Instead of doing the typical altar call that you would expect during a crusade or a revival, at the end of his sermon, he says, where are all the pastors at? Where are all the preachers at?
Yeah.
You all need to stand up. I stand up. There's probably about, 15 preachers there, 15 different churches. He's like, all y'all need to come down here. All y'all need to come down. Now, generally, I will not go to I'm not an altar call guy.
No,
right?
You're not. No.
No, I will sit there and wait. Because I wasn't thinking this was an altar call sort of thing. That's just not my tradition. That's not what I feel comfortable doing in my thing. If you like an altar call, Justin, you go right ahead and do it.
I'm not an altar call guy.
It's not my thing. But anyway, he calls us all down there, and I'm like, oh, okay. I'll play along. This is a community thing. I go down there, and he starts saying, you guys want a revival? These are the men and women who are going to lead you in it. These are the men and the women who are going to make it happen. It isn't what we're doing right now. It's what you're going to do after this. This is just the starting point. And I want all of you to come down here and pray for these men and women who are pastoring over you and watching over your souls. And he gets into it. And
he's going to preacher talk too.
Oh, yeah. He's doing the whole thing. And then he says, the back row. Stand up, back row. Come on down here and pray for your preacher. And he goes, the back row, move forward. All these people start coming down here. Now, I'm standing next to my buddy Roger, and my buddy Roger is the Church of God guy. And I don't know what you know about the Church of God, but the Church of God, they are altar call people. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, I'm at the Christian church. Yeah. The Christian church, we're not altar call people. Especially not this one that I'm in. I'm in the right church. In case you were wondering, I'm in the right church.
I'm in the right church too. Yeah.
I'm not an altar call person. My people are not altar call people. So I'm standing there by myself, and Roger's standing there right next to me, my buddy from the Church of God, and he's got a dozen people around him. In fact, he's got so many people around him that I get sucked into their circle. I'm in it with them.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, hey, whatever. I'm good. I can pray for Roger. I already do pray for Roger. I'll pray for him some more. I don't care. Don't bother me. So I'm in there and I'm praying for him. I'm like, oh, this is nice. This is good. So there's people moving in and out. Because they're going from the back row, and he's Dr. Archer, he's calling more people forwards, and he's like, yo, keep coming down. When these people leave, you come up here. And then he says, if your pastor's all full up and there's people all around him, pray for one of these other pastors that don't have no people around him.
Yeah.
That's when people started approaching this guy. Because my people aren't
They're not altar call people.
That's right. So they ain't going to be the first to jump up and run down there. In fact, when altar calls start, I even had some members of my congregation even tell me, hey, feller, when they started the altar call, I stood up and left. Because I knew it was winding down, and I knew I wasn't going to do the altar call thing. So when it's finishing up, I'm taking off. And I'm like, I'm with you. If I
you would have done, I'm like, I would have done the same thing. I just wasn't thinking. Then he said pastors, you know?
If I wasn't obligated to stay because I'm the president, El Presidente of the Ministerial Association this year, pretty much. If you weren't paying attention, then you became the president. That's what happened to me. I wasn't paying attention.
Happened to be a place for grace.
Yeah, it happens. I'm down there, and I got some of Roger's people praying for me, and I'm like, okay, this is nice and good. And then some of my people came down, and look, you got somebody in your church that's been through a lot. You got one of those guys? where you just look at him
yeah.
and you're like, you've been through a lot.
Oh, yeah.
More than your share.
I got a lot of that.
You got a lot of that? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this guy, the guy in my congregation who's been through
It's like
the
my
most.
whole congregation.
Your whole congregation? They all been through the most?
Yeah, they've all been through the most.
He comes down and he starts praying for me. And I have a tough time with this guy. I'm going to tell you the truth. I have a tough time with him because I know the struggles that he's had.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how he does it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know how he survives, honestly.
Yeah.
The amount of suffering that this man's been through. I don't even know how he does it. And this man comes down and he starts praying for me. And I'm like, I'm going to be tough through it. I'm going to be tough through it.
Did you get emotional?
Oh, man, I was getting there.
Did you shed a tear? Did you shed one single tear?
Just
oh,
wait.
Here it comes.
Just
oh my
wait.
Gosh, this is awesome.
Just wait. So he's there, and I'm like, let me tell you, man, I love this guy. I love him. I love him to death. He's been through so much, and he's still faithful. It's amazing to me. I mean, I just don't know how he does it. His wife, been through him through the whole thing. I don't know how she does it. I don't know. It's amazing. It's one of those things where it's like miraculous kind of stuff. It's like, I believe in God because these people haven't killed one another. I believe in God because these people right here and all the stuff that they've been through are still together and still love each other. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's amazing.
I get you. I know. I understand that.
Right. You're right. You're right there with me. These guys come up and pray for me, and I'm like, I can make it. I can do it. I can make it all the way through. And they came up, and then the people who were with them came up, and I got a hug, and I got a handshake, and all that sort of thing, and then they left. And then I was like, so I'm already on edge. And then some stranger comes up to me and starts to pray for me, and that was it.
You start...
Oh, man. Dude.
You start crying?
I held it through. For my people.
Then a stranger walks up and you start crying with the stranger.
Yeah, man, because I don't care what the stranger thinks.
You hug him and everything. You're like,
oh yeah,
you start crying on his shoulder.
I did. Some poor woman, man. I feel
nice.
bad. Some poor woman. She came up. She gave me a hug, not even knowing who I was. I hugged her right back, and let me tell you, she got the best hug. She got the hug I give to my children when they're crying. She got the hug that
just
my wife
tight,
gets.
So you're never gonna let her go. Oh, what?
She got the hug that my wife gets after a long, hard day at work.
Okay. That's still a little kind of weird, but
she got the hug, and you want to know why? I was holding everything back,
and then you're in an embrace with this woman crying on her shoulder,
and then I'm in an embrace with this woman, and now I wanted to point out that I'm not sobbing at this point. I'm not sobbing,
but you're on your way.
Oh, it could have happened. Look, man, you know me. You know that I'm an emotional person. Look, man. I try and keep it under wraps.
You do a really good job at it.
I try and keep it under wraps.
You're not like me at all. You don't wear your emotions on your sleeve at all. You don't wear your heart on your sleeve. Right,
because once it's loose, man, it's a hot mess.
You bury it deep down inside, and you never bring it up again. You're not that emotional.
No,
there was a period of time. There was a period of time where I thought you had no feelings at all. I really did think that about you.
All of that is a protective measure.
No, I know.
All of that's defensive.
That's like my tough talk. My tough talk that's all it is.
Yeah, it's my version of the tough talk.
Yeah.
Because when this lady, I almost feel bad. When this lady came up and she was just doing what the speaker was telling her to do, come up here and pray for people, and if somebody doesn't have somebody around them, go ahead and give them a hug and pray for them.
She's got you crying on her shoulder, and she's looking around, and she's like, what the crap just happened?
Exactly.
Why is this guy crying on me? This is really, she's patting your back, it's gonna be okay. And then she's like, can somebody help me out here? He's like, getting snot on my shirt.
I won't let her go.
He's not letting me go.
Please,
I feel like I'm his wife right now. What's going on?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, hey man, that's what happened. And
okay.
I'm just breaking it down for you.
No, that's good. I'm glad
we keep it honest here, right?
Martin has feelings.
Yeah. But anyway, I got her back under control.
Okay.
I got her back under control. And then
I'm okay. You can leave now. Wait. One more hug. One more.
Get back over here.
We're the road.
Hey man, it was a series of people who came up and hugged me.
Yeah.
And you know what? They all got the same amount of love. They're like,
guys, this pastor's crying over here. We got to give him a hug. He's crying.
See, but it wasn't even. What I feel like is that they got the impression that maybe they were feeling like, because I don't have the people around me right now, that I'm crying, that I'm not getting supported or something like that. That isn't the case. The case is that I was being supported by my guy who I love very dearly.
Yeah.
And and when he came up and prayed for me, I was just like, man, I don't feel like I pray for you enough. Yeah. And you're praying for me.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Guy, come over here. This guy doesn't have anybody around him, and he's crying because no one's come up to pray with him. Come on, we got to give him a hug. Is that what you felt like everybody was thinking?
That's what I feel like they were thinking. But in reality, it would have been better if everybody just stayed away from me.
Yeah.
But at least because I'd be able to get control of myself a little bit sooner and all that sort of stuff. But after I got 2 or 3 of them good hugs from strangers in, man, I was good to go.
Welcome to intermission. Yeah, intermission.
I was worked up for a different reason.
Yeah, very different. This is like
very different.
Completely other side of life.
Yeah. This is the dad side of life. Pick my 2 beautiful baby boys up from the school today.
So precious.
Beautiful baby boys. I mean, my 9-year-old, Jonas, Gabriel Larkin, and my 6-year-old, Tobias Xavier Larkin. Pick them up. We get in the car, and they go, hey,
whoa,
going to a racetrack? I say, yeah, we're going to a racetrack. What?
Did you name Tobias's middle name after Professor X?
Yeah.
Nice. I did not know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I know. So anyways, we get in the car and like, we're going to racetrack? I said, yeah, snack day, And I haven't done it in a while, so I was like, yeah, we'll go hit racetrack. And so on the way to racetrack, Jonas goes, hey, just want to let you know, had a kid grab me by the collar today. And I shoved him off of me. And I go, I said, excuse me? He goes, yeah, I just had this kid grab me. I go, why? He was asking me some weird questions. And I decided to stop answering him. And then when I stopped answering him, he grabbed me by the collar. That's weird. I was like, and I go, that's kind of weird. I said, is the kid bigger than you? He goes, he's a little bigger than me. He's in the same grade? Yeah, he's the same grade. I said, all right, listen, when we get home, I need you to tell me everything that happened, okay?
Yeah.
And so we get home, and, they're sitting there, and I go, all right, dude, what exactly happened? He goes, all right, so me and Toby, him and Jonas are waiting for Mom to come grab them, and they're standing in this area that's pretty close to her classroom. Mm-hmm. And they're just waiting for her to come get them because my wife works at the school. And other kids are around there too, kind of hanging out and getting ready for like a after-school tutoring type thing. Mm-hmm. And this kid, who is a known troublemaker.
I've seen his picture in the post office.
Moved around from classes, because he doesn't get along. Comes up to Jonas, and he goes, hey, is that your little brother? Pointing at Toby. Mm-hmm. And Jonas is like, yeah, it's my little brother. And then he goes, is he going to go in for tutoring? And Jonas goes, no, he's not going in tutoring. Mm-hmm. And he asks him another question. Just little questions like that. And Jonas's spidey sense goes off.
Oh.
And he's like, why in the world does this kid want to know about my little brother? Mm-hmm. So I personally think that Toby was the target. I think Toby was the target of this kid. He saw this little guy, and he's like, I'm going to mess with this kid. But then he saw Jonas, and Jonas is close to his size. He's not as big as this other kid, apparently. Apparently, this other kid was bigger than him. He wasn't fat, but he was skinny and big.
Yeah.
And so Jonas's spidey sense going, why does this kid want to know about my little brother?
Yeah.
And so he goes, Jonas said, so I decided I'm not going to answer him.
Yeah.
And so
good choice.
So he didn't, and then so Jonas just turned away and didn't answer him. So the kid walks up to Jonas and grabs him like this by the collar, like right here. All right.
So he grabs him 2 hands on the collar.
2 hands on the collar. Well, Jonas is
very aggressive.
That's imminent danger right there. When someone grabs you like that, that's a threat. That's a physical threat to your well-being. He's invading your space.
That's assault.
Yeah. So
you grab a hold of somebody, it's game on.
So Jonas and Toby, they both take Taekwondo. Mm-hmm. They do basically mixed martial arts. They do grappling. They know boxing. They do jiu-jitsu. They know all this kind of stuff. All right. And Jonas, being 9 years old, has been doing it for probably 3 years now. Okay. Mm-hmm. He's a red belt. And they do these things they call one steps. And one steps are like, somebody throws a punch at you, you stand to the side and you block it. There's all these different things. Okay. Yeah. Well, there's one, they do these grabs. Like if they grab you in certain ways, you have different ways. He teaches how to get them off you. And so like this kid like grabs Jonas. And as soon as he grabs Jonas, because here's the deal. Jonas is quiet. Mm-hmm. He doesn't run around like a crazy kid. He doesn't talk trash. He doesn't talk smack.
Good kid.
He's a good kid. He's a quiet kid. He's a smart kid. And so that's what Jonas is known for, okay, in school. Yeah. So this kid who's bigger than Jonas, he asked Jonas a question. Jonas is like, I'm uncomfortable with this. He doesn't need to know about my little brother, all right? Yeah. And so he decides not to answer him. So the kid grabs him by the shirt. And as soon as the kid grabs him by the shirt, Jonas does one of his Taekwondo moves. Takes both hands and just flips it off of him. Like literally, like he grabs him and Jonas just goes, pop, real fast like that. So as soon as he grabs him, Jonas knocks the kid's hands off of him, like just out of nowhere. And I think, and Jonas goes, I go, well, what happened after you did that? He looked at me kind of weird and then he just walked away. And I was like, seriously?
Kid got smart.
Kid got smart real fast.
Yeah.
Because kid didn't know Jonas knows what he's doing. Jonas can handle himself. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was so proud because I was just like,
yeah,
are you kidding me? And I go, he was messing with you, right? He goes, I don't know. Was he? I go, he grabbed you, dude.
Yeah.
He was trying to start something with you. And he didn't think you knew anything. He didn't think you were going to stand up for yourself. And you did. And then you scared him. You scared that kid. And he was like, yeah, okay. It's a little
whatever.
and I think, and so kind of going through it all with him and everything. And I talked to Faye about it and she's like, I'm going to be going and talking to this kid in the morning. She's like, I know his name. I'm going to go find him. I'm going to have words with him in the morning. So
he done messed up.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be honest.
She don't need to say nothing to him.
Huh? No, I think she's going to
Jonas already said everything that kid needs to know.
Well, so, but anyways, I was just like, I sit back and I'm like, because here's the deal. As soon as he says, some kid grabbed me by the shirt today.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go to war. I'm ready. I'm like, no one touches my baby boy. I want name. I want address. All known relatives. That's what I want right now. I'm ready to go to war. I'm like,
you got your phone with the lawyer on one hand and your shotgun in the other.
I am like, you got to be kidding me. And then Jonas tells me what, and then I get more out of the whole, and I calm down a little bit, but I'm still amped up because like here's the deal. Like it wasn't like, it was real quick and it was like everything he told me. I'm just sitting there going, that was a great way to diffuse the whole situation. And obviously he scared the kid a little bit.
Yeah.
But like for me, like I'm thinking, I'm like playing the scene over in my head, and you know how it plays out? It's like the last scene, and the movie Barry Gordon's The Last Dragon? You know that movie?
No.
Dude.
No idea.
You got Bruce Leroy, okay? And then you got Shogun, and Shogun's got Bruce Leroy, and he's like dunking him in the water, and he pulls him out, and he goes, who's the master? And Bruce Leroy doesn't say nothing. And so he dunks him in the water again. He pulls him out. And he goes, "Who is the master?" And Bruce Leroy doesn't say anything again. He dunks him back in the water. And he pulls him out. And this is when Bruce Leroy has his revelation. He's like, "Who is the master?" And Bruce Leroy's like, he's like soaking wet. And he's like, "I am." And the guy's like, goes to punch him, and Bruce Leroy catches his fist, and then he starts to glow, and then you hear the song, he's like, "You are the last dragon, you gon' get the power."
What is this movie?
Dun, dun, dun. Dude, you gotta watch it. It's like the best. It's the best. Okay,
what's
Bruce,
it called?
The Last Dragon. The Last Dragon. Barry Gordon's The Last Dragon. All right, so
it sounds spectacular.
It is amazing, and the soundtrack to it is the best.
Yeah.
So, anyways, like that's how it plays out in my mind, but it totally wasn't, But I do picture Jonas glowing. Okay,
yeah.
Like when you get the glow, you have like this, like the bad guy has a red glow around his whole body.
Yeah, but the good guy goes Super Saiyan.
It's basically like a yellow glow. Like, yeah, it's like Super Saiyan. And so that's how I feel like Jonas. And Jonas said, he goes, I said, what did you do? I knocked his hands off me and I just stood there. And I looked at him. And the kid walked away. And so I'm like, man, that is so cool.
Power level 9,000.
So that's how I pictured it on my head. It obviously didn't go down like that, but
I'm pretty sure it did.
Yeah.
That seems like the way it went down from the way you're describing it. I'm definitely seeing...
I'm the master. And you gotta watch it. Shogun is funny, alright?
Okay, I will check it out.
So that happened today, and so like Faye and I were talking, and I told Faye, I said, here's the deal. Because I was asking a lot, is like, so what exactly how hard did you move his hands away? Because actually, when you do that, if they're holding hard enough on your shirt and you hit them like that, you could really hurt somebody like that. Okay. And so I was like asking like, how hard did you? He goes, "Not very hard, Dad." He wasn't holding hard enough. He goes, "I just knocked him off real quick." And then he immediately walked away. And so I was asking questions like that in case something came back going, "Hey, your kid hurt my kid's wrist," or something like that. I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. My kid did hurt your kid's wrist because he laid hands on him. You're lucky that's all that happened." Because the truth is, the kid is lucky that's all that happened. Because there are things that Jonas knows that had he done, that kid would be hurt bad. And as a matter of fact, I said to him, "Here's the deal, buddy. Chances are the kid ain't going to touch you ever again. All right?"
Oh, he will definitely not touch him ever again.
Chances are. But if he has...
Unless he rolls up with some of his boys.
If he does ever do that again, here's the deal, bud. You drop him immediately. I said, "You were really nice, and I love that about you, and I appreciate that. But if it ever happens again, or if he ever touches your little brother, you drop that kid immediately." And I go, and I told him, I said, "What could you have done? What else could you have done?" Because I was just like, what else could you have done? He goes, "Well, I could have knocked his hands away like this, grabbed him by the collar, and then pulled him in for a knee." So he says, "I could have pulled him in, I could have kneed him right in the gut, and that would have dropped him. Or I could have knocked his hands down, grabbed him by the shoulder, and then swept him and slammed him on the floor, and then taken him out and punched him in the face." And I go,
all of these seem like really good options.
Yes. And so I said, "Next time, if this kid ever touches you again, and if he ever does anything," I said, you need to be more aggressive. I need to drop him. You need to drop him fast." He goes, "Well, I did think about taking him to the ground this time, Dad." He goes like this. He goes, "I actually thought about it, but it was tile floor.
Yeah.
And it would have really hurt him bad if I did that." And
Jonas
I was
seems like such a nice kid.
He is a nice little BA. Nice. That's what he is. I was like, "Gosh, you're so nice, and you're such a tough kid." And I was just like, so what I think happened today was this kid saw a smart kid, a quiet kid, and his little brother. And Jonas isn't like, he's not like, he doesn't talk a lot. He doesn't talk trash. He doesn't do anything like this. This kid rolled up thinking he was going to mess around with a little kid. And then he saw another kid, and he decided, "Hey, I'm just going to mess with this kid." And he didn't realize that Jonas can handle himself. And he I think he got scared. Now, Mama Bear is going to roll up tomorrow morning.
Oh, dude. She don't need to do nothing. She don't need to do nothing.
No, we're going to let her do it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're gonna let her do it.
I'm gonna let her. Well, you know what? She's like, she looked at me and she goes, just let me handle this. She goes, I'm gonna handle this tomorrow.
It's
She's
handled.
Like, yeah, it is pretty much handled, but I think she goes, I just want him to know that we know, and that she goes, I want him to know that we know, and that we talk, that he talks to us, and it's gonna be the worst idea in the whole entire world if he tries to do that again.
Obviously, Jonas had the kid's number, pulled his card, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
What if he had messed with Toby? Would Toby have messed him up?
No. The kid.
You don't think so?
The kid, it would have been too big for Toby. Toby's
too big of a size difference.
Yeah, and like Jonas handles Toby. Like he can easily handle Toby, but he goes easy on Toby. He goes very easy on Toby, and Toby's not as coordinated. Now here's the deal: Toby is super tough. Like I'll be honest with you. Like this kid, like he will be when he is Jonas's age. He's gonna be a monster. I'm serious. Yeah. He's gonna be a monster because he is so aggressive. We're gonna have to keep him in check.
You're gonna have to rein him in.
We're gonna have to rein him in because he is so aggressive, and so like, and honestly, he probably like Jonas. I think is better at like the standing up stuff. Like if you're standing, like he could literally Jonas could drop you to the ground. I mean, Jonas is better with punches and kicks. He has got that down. Like he's a stand up kid that just loves doing that kind of stuff. And he does good on the ground, but Toby is gonna be a monster on the ground. Like you should see him in Son of.
He's got that rage.
The thing is like he can't get control of these bigger kids. And so he'll be on his back half the time. And I've seen Toby almost pull off arm bars from his back doesn't even know how to do it. He's almost pulled off arm bars. Today he almost pulled off a triangle choke on Jonas.
Really?
A triangle choke. Switched it into a different kind of choke. Literally had Jonas's head wrapped up with his legs. And all he didn't know what he was doing. But he's got just this natural, I don't know what it is. I don't even know how to describe it. But he's got this natural thing that literally what I could see Toby doing later on is literally picking a kid up, dropping him down, and then going to the ground with him. Like it would be nasty. You know,
better
like
keep an eye on that kid.
This kid, like Toby, like in this whole situation, I'm glad Jonas was there because Jonas is a big third grader too. All right. Yeah. And this kid was a little bit bigger than him. And I said to him, was he like a fat third grader? And he goes, no, he was skinny like me. I said, so you could have taken him, right? He goes, oh yeah, I could have taken him. Easy. You know? And so I said, were you scared? He goes, no, I wasn't scared one bit. And I was like, that's my boy right there. But Toby, he's smaller. He's always been smaller. He's not as coordinated. But then again, he's only 6. And that's when Jonas started. Toby's been doing it for a year and a half now. He's going much slower than Jonas, but the thing is, I think this is when I actually think, Jonas started like 6.5, almost 7, and so Toby's had more years under his belt already, and he's not as coordinated at standing up and everything like that. But when he learns a few more things, oh my gosh, it's going to be scary. And these two boys are going to be like no one's going to want to mess with them, you know. This kid is not going to want to mess with Jonas ever again, you know? But, yeah, I was so proud, man. I was just like, I was so amped up and proud of him. I had to go work out because I was so amped up, you know? But it was just like, oh my gosh, you know? But yeah, he handled it. He handled his first bully. He stood up to a bully today. I told you about the lady that used to kiss me on the neck, right?
I don't know if I remember that.
Before I had this beautiful beard.
It's like a hair shield.
It is. I'd preach, and then I'd walk back to the back, and this elderly woman would always meet me in the back there, and she'd go, "That was such a wonderful sermon, Justin. You did such a good job." And she'd hold my head like this, and she'd hug me, and then she'd just gently kiss me on the neck. Like that, and every time I'm just like, ugh. Is she still with us? No. I don't know if she's still with us, but she moved away.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask if at her funeral you kissed her neck.
No, not going to happen, dude. So yeah, that was weird. So I have a little like kind of touch kind of thing going. Yeah.
But anyway, you would have loved this, man, because everybody would have touched you. At some point, you just got to sit back and say, dude, I'm done.
In situations like that,
yeah,
I'm really afraid I'm going to do something stupid.
Like kiss somebody's neck?